We will continue with the chapter that we are studying in Science 1, which is chapter number 7, lenses. And in this chapter, we have already understood what lenses are, especially what convex and concave lenses are, how are they constructed, what are the main parts, how they form images, and we have studied the different types of images that are formed depending on the position of the object and the type of lens we use. In the last class, we also understood how we can measure things related to lenses: object distance, image distance, height of the object, height of the image, focal length, magnification, diopter, the unit of which is diopter, which is power. All of this we studied. Today, we will take it a step forward and we will understand human eye. Ideally, human eye should be studied in Science 2, in biology, but human eye has a component which is a lens, which helps us see such a wide variety of things at such different distances. And that is why this part of the content is in Science 1. So yes, eye is part of the body, and it is part of biology studies. But this content will focus more on physics and less on biology. But to do that, we need to ensure that we have understood and we remember what we have studied so far. So very simple 2 questions coming to your screen, 2 fill in the blanks coming to your screen. If you know the answer, speak, or if you know the answer, please type it in the chat box. 2 fill in the blanks. Convex lens dash parallel rays of light. So there we need to fill the blank with a verb. Continuous, simple form of the verb. Concave lens dash parallel rays of light. One fill in the blanks will start with a D, another fill in the blank will start with a C. Speak or type the correct answer. You can try. Anushka, I like how you have answered. Anushka says 1. Then she has written the answer in the chat. Chan, you have just given a word, so I cannot understand what you are trying to say. Anushka, both your answers are correct. Chan, both your answers are wrong. Yes, Prachi, I assume that what you have typed is for the first fill in the blank. Very simple. Well, one will start with a D, one will start with a C. No, Chanda, your answers, both answers are completely wrong. Prachi, both your answers are correct. I'm waiting for 10 seconds more. Okay. So the correct answers here, I'm going to write on the screen. I hope I'm able to write properly. So convex lens converges, C-O-N-V-E-R-G-E-S, converges parallel rays of light. Concave lens diverges parallel rays of light. Basic definition, understanding of two very simple basic types of lenses. Convex lens, if parallel beams of light come, they intersect at the focus, converge. Concave lens, if parallel beams of light come, they diverge and they seem to diverge from the focal point of focus. So converge or diverge. Once again, if we have not understood this, if we don't remember this, then anything and everything that we study in the chapter will not be useful. Be careful, always come prepared after the class. Go through the content and try understand कि क्या पढ़े, क्यों पढ़े. सिर्फ क्लास में बैठ के सुनेंगे तो काफी नहीं होगा. Clearing the screen. This is what we are going to study today. We will study about human eye. We will study the different parts of human eye, that is the construction, working. How are we able to see? How is our eye able to make us see? We will look at some couple of interesting phenomena. We will call them the apparent size phenomenon and the persistence of image. Then we will also understand, if we have the eye, if we are able to see with our eyes, what are the different defects, problems with our seeing that human beings experience. And just understanding the problem is not enough. So we will also understand how those problems can be corrected, how those problems are corrected. So this session will have a lot of information. We'll have absolutely no mathematics. So have your textbooks, have your notebooks ready. And this section will also have some diagrams. So it has something for everyone. Let us begin. Or for today, we can say, open your eyes, wake up. We don't need this diagram. This is just to tell you about various parts of the eye that are visible outside. So this is the eyelid, जो हमारा स्किन होता है, जो आंख के ऊपर आता है, जिसको कि पलक कहते हैं, that is called eyelid. और जो the hair that are at the end of the eyelid, they are called eyelashes. The white part of the eye is called the sclera, S-C-L-E-R-A, sclera. The boundary between the colored part of the eye and the white part of the eye, they are called corners. Pupil and iris, we will study in detail. Once again, no one is going to ask you to draw this diagram. This is just to understand what we are talking about. Eye. So we have eyelid, eyelashes, and the white part of the eye is called the sclera. The boundary between the colored part and the white part is called the corner. This is a schematic diagram of human eye. It's not a simple organ. It's a very complex organ. It's a very useful organ. And this has not been designed by human beings, not like a machine. This organ, like everything else on the planet, has evolved. Evolution. So evolution is a chance event. Evolution depends on what is good for the organism, beneficial for the organism, survival of the fittest, Darwin. So based on evolutionary development changes, right now, human beings have a pair of eyes, two eyes, which is on our faces, one on the right side of the nose and other one on the left side of the nose. What we see when we look at someone's eye is the cornea. Cornea is the transparent cover in front of the eye. It's just like a cover. Transparent cover. Behind the cornea, we have a skin-like thing which is called iris. For some, it is blue color. For some, it is green color. For most, it is black or brown. My eyes are brown. So what is brown in my eye? It is the iris that is brown. These are made up of muscles. You will know what color your eyes are. So here we are not talking about the color of the sclera. Everyone has white sclera. If we are sick, if there is an infection in the eye, then the sclera will become red. If we have jaundice, which is a disease of the liver, then the sclera will become yellow. Normally, though, the sclera is white. And it is the color of the iris that makes us say, oh, beautiful blue eyes. Usually, it is black and brown. Some cases, they are blue and green also. There is a hole. There is a hole in the middle, in the center of the iris. That hole is called the pupil. So a transparent cover, behind that a skin-like screen, which is iris, and in that skin screen, there is a hole, which is called pupil. This pupil is like the window, is like the door through which light enters our eye. अगर ये होल नहीं होता तो लाइट आइरिस से ही टकरा के वहीं पे रुक जाता. Behind the pupil is this most important part of the eye, which we are concerned about in physics. It is the lens. See, it looks like a convex lens, whitish, transparent, crystalline. And this lens is held in its place by a set of muscles at the top and at the bottom, which are called ciliary muscles. This is the front part of the eye. Then there is a huge part of the eye where it is filled with different liquids. Then at the back of the eye, there is a screen, this blue part. This is where the image is formed. And that screen is called retina, R-E-T-I-N-A. So when the light falls on the retina, the cells of the retina get activated. Something that is not given in the textbook, but you may be interested to know that there are mainly two types of cells in the retina. One type are called the rod cells. Another type are called the cone cells, depending on their shape. Rod cells help us see bright. It is about light and dark. Cone cells help us see the colors. So whenever light falls on the cells of the retina, an electrical signal is generated, and that electrical signal, if you remember what you studied in class 9, science 2, that electrical signal is sent to the brain through a specific nerve, which is called the optic nerve. There is an optic nerve starting from the right eye, and there is another optic nerve starting from the left eye. It goes to the brain. And that signal is processed by the brain. And then we get to know, oh, am I looking at Akhilesh or Rajesh? Am I looking at a cow or a buffalo? Am I looking at a wall or a floor? So although we say that we need our eyes to see, there are other organs also which are involved in the process of seeing, or we can say vision. Once again, the important parts are the cornea. From the beginning, cornea, which is just a transparent cover. Iris, which is a screen, muscular screen, skin-like screen. It has a hole in between at the center, which is called the pupil. Behind that, there is a crystalline lens, which is held in its place by ciliary muscles. And when the light passes through, which enters the eye through the pupil, goes through the lens, gets diverged or converged, and then image is formed on the retina. When the light touches the cells of the retina, electrical signals are generated that are transmitted to brain through optic nerve, and the brain processes, brain interprets those signals. When you practice this diagram, please note what the important parts are, which you must show if this diagram is asked in the exam. The things that you must show are cornea, iris, pupil, ciliary muscles, and two more things. The main parts that I told you, that I mentioned while explaining the construction of eye: retina and optic nerve. These things must be labeled in your diagram. Once again, cornea, iris, pupil, कैसे छूट गया मुझसे? Lens, ciliary muscles, retina, and optic nerves. Please mark this in your textbooks on page number 87. Put a tick mark using a pencil. These are the things you must show if you have to draw this diagram. Confirm when you are ready. Thank you for the confirmation. Let us move on. Let us try again understand in a little bit more detail what these different parts are. And I'm saying this again and again because if the exam asks you, in the exam someone asks you to draw the diagram, that's fair enough. But more often than not, the diagram will be given and you will be asked specific questions about the diagram. So what are these parts? Once again, you have the time now. I'm going to write on the screen. You can also write in your notebook. These things, these details are there in the textbook on page number 86, bottom of the page. I'm just telling you the main points. Cornea is the transparent cover. It's there on the textbook. You can read. Transparent cover. Iris, if you can look at the same paragraph, fleshy screen. Flesh matlab मांस का. Pupil, hole in iris. Lens is lens. You can say it's crystalline. It's convex. Ciliary muscles, they hold the lens. Retina is the screen. With rod cells and cone cells. These are the main parts. Ready? Can we move forward? Please confirm. Okay. Then the two other parts, not directly of the eye, but which are necessary for vision, are optic nerve and brain. So what does the optic nerve do? Optic nerve carries the electrical signal From retina or from eye to brain? What does the brain do? Brain processes the electrical signal from eye. And this is the main construction and working of eye. We still haven't seen the details कि actually हो कैसे रहा है. But overall, light is there outside. So light enters the eye through pupil. It passes through the lens. Because it is a lens, it will converge the light and it will form an image on the retina. That image is transmitted to the brain in the form of electrical signal through optic nerve, and the brain processes the electrical signal from the eye. And we get to know कि मैंने तुषार को देखा कि भवेश को. This is how it works. But if we get into a little bit more detail, which is necessary, we know that the eye, which we are also called as the eyeball, it is spherical because it is ball-like. The diameter is almost 2.4 centimeters generally. And here, remember, it's very interesting thing about eyes. All organs of our body, remember, we are not born like this. We are not born. No one is born this big. We are born as small babies. And as we grow, as time passes, our body grows. Eye is one of those organs which does not increase in size. We are born with the same eyes. It does not change its size during our life. And that is why, अगर आप next time किसी बच्चे को देखोगे, ध्यान देके देखना, हमको लगेंगे, अरे, they have very big eyes. The eyes are the same size as ours, but the faces are smaller. So, relatively speaking, हमको ऐसा लगेगा कि उनकी आंखें बड़ी हैं. याद रखो इस चीज को. Eyes do not grow. We are born with mature eyes. They don't grow. The focal length, the usual focal length, the standard length of the focal length of the lens of the eye is 2 centimeters. इधर उधर हो सकता है, average पता है, 2 centimeters. Diameter is 2.4 and the focal length is 2. Of course, it focuses on the retina. देखो अभी समझते हैं क्या मतलब हुआ इसका. So what it says is, ये जो eyeball है आपका, ये, this is 2.4 centimeters. और इसका जो focal length है, वो 2 centimeters है. मतलब क्या हुआ? The image, if the light beams are parallel, they will converge on the retina. So image will be formed on the retina. Right? We are understanding how what we have learned about the lenses are actually happening in nature. Not just in something that human beings have created, but something that have evolved in nature. Please confirm that this is clear, how the diameter of the eyeball is related to the focal length of the lens. It's almost the same because the lens is at one end of the eyeball. And this is why the image is formed on the retina. अगर आप ये समझ रहे हैं, तो आप you may start thinking what will happen if our eyeball becomes bigger or it becomes smaller. We will come to that. But the link is this: the diameter of the eye is almost same as the focus of the focal length of the lens, so that the image is formed on the retina. Still waiting for your confirmation. Okay, clearing the screen. Even this detail is not enough. अभी भी कुछ जादू बाकी है. What is that magic? Okay, so there is a lens. Okay, there is a screen, and it forms an image. We already know that it's a convex lens, and it is forming the image on the other side of the lens. So of course, the image will be real because we are able to collect it on a screen, retina. It's a real image, and it is inverted because it is on the other side of the lens. So all the images that are formed by our eye on the natural screen of the eye, which is retina, all those images are real and inverted. Do you remember this, or do we need to go back to image formation of convex lens to understand what am I talking about? Please confirm or ask. All images that are formed by our eye, human eye, they are real and inverted. Good. Thank you for the confirmation. Now things become interesting. If you notice your eye or someone else's eye also, you will see we don't our eye doesn't always look the same. Sometimes the hole in the iris is smaller and sometimes the hole in the iris is bigger. और ये किसमें आराम से दिखेगा? Those who have non-black iris. ढूंढना आसपास में किसी का जिसके की आंखें ब्राउन है, उसमें देखोगे. So at the sclera is white, then at the center you have the brown iris, and at the center of the brown iris there will be black pupil. और तुम देखोगे उसके आंखों पे ध्यान से देखोगे, वो कभी बड़ा होगा कभी छोटा होगा. It is just like the window. अगर सर्दी होती है तो हम खिड़की बंद कर देते हैं, अगर हमको धूप चाहिए तो हम खिड़की खोल देते हैं. So the pupil, as I already told you, acts like a window. If we are in a dark place, if you have to see more light, if we need more light to see clearly, then the pupil will dilate. खुल जाएगा. It will allow more light to enter. At the same time, मान लो अभी हम घर के अंदर बैठे हुए हैं, अचानक we go outside. All of you would have experienced कि whenever we step from a dark place to a light place for a second, for a few seconds, we find it difficult to see. Have you experienced this? We experience the same discomfort when we suddenly move from a bright place to a dark place. For a few seconds, we are not able to see. Because when we are in a dark place, the pupil is wide open. When we suddenly walk into a bright place, now so much light goes into our eyes, we are not able to see properly. हमको shock लगता है. Completely opposite thing happens when we suddenly move from a bright place to a dark place. So if we were in a bright place for a long time, our pupils बंद हो गया था. We were taking only some light, less light. And then we move to a dark place. Now there is less light. Our pupils are closed. We are not getting enough light. So we don't see clearly in the beginning. It takes some time for our eye to open the pupil, to allow more light to come in. This is one important way of how our eyes are so versatile. They work in dark, they work in bright places also. होता है ना, हमारे फोन के कैमरा में भी एक होता है नाइट मोड. What does that mean? In night mode, the lens is wide open, and the lens is kept open for much longer. Pupil, natural camera. The entire eye is a natural camera. Is it clear? Any questions? But even more interesting. So one part is how are we able to see both in a dark place and bright place. Another more important thing, and I would say the most important adaptation or more important mechanism of the eye is how are we able to see things that are very, very far away, and we are also able to see things that are very, very near. आपने ध्यान दिया होगा शायद, अगर हमको दूर की कुछ चीज देखनी होती है तो हम आंखें फाड़ते हैं, ऐसे बड़ी करते हैं, और अगर पास की कोई चीज देखनी होती है तो हम आंखों को ऐसे छोटा करते। Once again, tell me if I'm telling you, is this making sense? दूर की चीज देखने के लिए हम आंखें फाड़ते हैं, पास की चीज देखने के लिए हम आंखें बंद करते हैं। And that we are doing because we are changing the focal length of the lens, of the eye, focal length of the lens of the eye. When we take a glass lens, it is fixed, its size is fixed. Once constructed, its size is fixed. But the lens in our eye is flexible. If we can stretch, अगर हम उसको खींच देंगे तो पतला हो जाएगा। पतला हो जाएगा मतलब उसका फोकल लेंथ बढ़ जाएगा। फोकल लेंथ बढ़ गया उसका मतलब है इट इज कन्वर्जिंग लेस। पावर ऑफ द लेंस, capacity to converge or diverge. So when we are stretching the lens, it becomes flatter and it converges less. At the same time, अगर हम उसको दबा दें, then the lens will become more rounded. Because of that, the focal length will decrease. That means it will converge more. तो दूर की चीजें देखने के लिए our lens stretches. To see something nearby, our lens contracts. Or we can also say to see things farther away, our lens flattens. And to see things that are nearby, our lens gets rounded. और ये कैसे होता है? Using the ciliary muscles. याद है ना? ये ciliary muscles. अगर वो खींचेंगे तो लेंस पतला होगा, अगर वो दबा देंगे तो लेंस मोटा हो जाएगा। दूर की चीजें देखने के लिए खींचेंगे, पास की चीजें देखने के लिए दबा देंगे। This is how complicated and this is how versatile our eyes are. और अभी तक हम ऐसा कैमरा नहीं बना पाए हैं जो हमारे आई जितना सोफिस्टिकेटेड, versatile, accurate हो। Is this part clear? How the lens is adjusting its focal length depending on what we want to see. Okay? And this power of the lens, this ability of the lens, this capacity of the lens to change its focal length is called the power of accommodation. It is called the power of accommodation. Accommodation means रहना नहीं है, रहना भी होता है, घर भी होता है accommodation. Power of accommodation means हम कितना कर सकते हैं, कितना हम झेल सकते हैं, कितना हम stretch कर सकते हैं, हमारा limits क्या है. Can you accommodate? अगर हमारे घर में 4 लोग रहते हैं और एक और spare bed है, तो can we accommodate one more person? Yes, we can accommodate one more person. So power of accommodation means हम कितना adjust कर सकते हैं. And related to this power of accommodation is something called as the distance of distinct vision. Vision means देखना. Distinct means clearly देखना. There is a point, अगर उससे ज्यादा हम अपने आंखों के पास कोई चीज रखेंगे तो हमको दिखेगा नहीं. And that point is called near point. That point is called near point. For human eye, for average human eye, that point is called 25 centimeters. 25 सेंटीमीटर से पास में रखेंगे तो हमको बहुत कोशिश करनी पड़ेगी देखने के लिए, हमको स्ट्रेस करना पड़ेगा अपने आईज को. अगर कोई सामान बहुत दूर है तो उसमें हमारी आंखें बहुत तेज हैं. Our eyes can very easily see till infinity. इंफिनिटी से आगे भी देखना हो तब जाकर हमको और स्ट्रेस करना पड़ेगा. इंफिनिटी के आगे और क्या होगा? कुछ नहीं. So the near point is considered 25 centimeters and the far point is considered infinity. तो दूर की चीजें देखने के लिए बस हमको आंखें खोलनी है. अगर 25 सेंटीमीटर से पास में कोई सामान रखा है तो हमको आंखें और छोटी करनी पड़ेगी. इसीलिए हम कहते हैं ना आपको, when you are in school, when you are studying, and सब कुछ बच्चे ऐसे सो जाते हैं टेक्स्ट बुक के ऊपर, नोटबुक के ऊपर. We will not be able to see and we see keep distance between what you are reading and how far it is. 25 centimeters is a good distance. अगर हमारी आंखें ठीक ठाक काम कर रही हैं तो. Power of accommodation and distinct vision on page number 87. On page number 87, distance of distinct vision is given in the gray box. Power of accommodation is explained adjacent to the diagram of the eyes. This part, the power of accommodation, this part where the focal length of the lens is changing, is the most important function, most important mechanism of the eye. So let us understand it in a little bit detail. If we are trying to see something very, very, very far, so we can assume that it's at infinity. So light parallel आ रहा है, हमको converge करना है retina पे, तो the lens becomes flatter. But if we are trying to see something which is nearby, so already the light is diverging, हमको उसको और converge करना है, so the lens has to have more converging power, and that can happen when the lens becomes, if the lens can become rounded. That is, उसका जो focal length है उसको कम करना है, so that the image is once again formed at the retina only. अगर retina से पहले बन जाएगा, we cannot see. If the image is formed behind the retina, we cannot see, because our screen is fixed. What we can change is the lens. Most important aspect of working of eye, changing of the focal length of the lens, so that the image, wherever the object is, the image is formed on the retina. और हम करते हैं सर, हम इतने आसानी से होता है, अपने आप होता है कि हमको कोई सिखाता नहीं है कि कैसे देखना है. That is how the human body has developed. Any questions? Yes, Tushar, ask.
Sir, why eyes pain in when we use extra brightness mobile in dark?
Because it is stressed. Our eyes are not evolved to work the way we are using them to. How are we able to see? We are able to see if the light enters our pupil, enters our eye, the lens is in a particular shape, then the light, the image is formed on the retina, and that image is sent to the brain. Our bodies have evolved to live, to experience nature. If the light is artificial, then maybe our body is not evolved to tolerate that. Human beings have evolved to work in the daytime and rest at night. Human beings have evolved to work in lighted spaces, bright spaces, not dark spaces. So if we do something that we are not used to, if we do something that is new, or if we do something that is not suitable for us, it will be stressed and we will have pain. You are talking about eyes getting having pain in the eye if you are watching the phone in the dark. I will ask you a very simple question. What happens if suddenly you go and play for 6 hours a day? Or if you have not played for 3 months and suddenly you play for 1 hour, don't you get pain in your legs, muscles? Why is that happening? Same reason. Chand is asking, why do our eyes pain when we wear more power glasses? Oh. So I'm reinterpreting your question, or rephrasing your question, Chand. I think what you are asking is, if the doctor has not asked us to wear glasses and we try to wear glasses, then why does it pain? I think that is your question. जिसको डॉक्टर ने बोला है कि चश्मा पहनो, वो चश्मा पहनते हैं तभी उनको आराम से दिखता है. वो चश्मा नहीं पहनेंगे तो उनकी आंखों में दर्द होगा. अगर हमको डॉक्टर ने नहीं बोला है चश्मा पहनने और हम चश्मा पहनेंगे तो हमको आंखों में दर्द होगा. क्यों? जबरदस्ती है ना. अगर कोई तुम्हारे गाल को ऐसे मोड़ के रखेगा तो दर्द होगा. तो हमारी आंखें ठीक हैं, एंड देन इवन देन वी आर वेयरिंग ग्लासेस. तो जो लाइट जो आ रहा था उसको हमने चेंज कर दिया, तो हमको उसको देखने के लिए हम आवर लेंस हैज टू वर्क हार्डर, our ciliary muscles, our eye muscles have to work harder, so we get pain, we have difficulty focusing, and you will get a much better answer in a little bit. Chand, correct question, very good question, we will understand. English में ऐसा कुछ कहावत है ना कि let's not fix something that is not broken. If we do that, then we will have a problem. Good questions. Let us move ahead. I hope this makes sense. Cornea, iris, pupil, lens, ciliary muscles, optic nerve, retina. Power of accommodation is the power of the lens to change its focal length by changing its shape. And when the shape of the pupil changes, the size of the pupil changes, that determines how much light enters our eye. These are the main points. This is how our eye is constructed, and this is how our eye functions. Okay. If that is how our eye functions, what is these interesting phenomena? What are these interesting phenomena? आप सब ने देखा होगा, सबको पता है. If you are going to a railway station to catch a train, when you see the train which is very very far, वो बहुत छोटा दिखता है. When the train comes nearer to you, it starts looking big. Agree or disagree? When you look at a building from a very very far place, you think that it's very short. When you come near it, it appears very big. Right? So actual size means the real size. Apparent size means the size we think it is. When we see something from very very far away place, it looks smaller. When we look at the same thing from near, it looks bigger. All of us know this. ऐसा क्यों? ऐसा इसलिए because if we are looking at something which is far away, हमको अपनी आंखों को ज्यादा खोलने की जरूरत नहीं है. The angle of elevation which we have studied in trigonometry, that beta angle of elevation when the object is at P1 Q1 is smaller. This angle is smaller. है ना? सिर्फ आंखों का ही नहीं, हमको अगर सर भी ऊपर नीचे करना है, if the object is far away, हमको बहुत कम ऊपर नीचे करना है. But if the same object is nearer to us, हमको बहुत ज्यादा ऊपर नीचे करना पड़ेगा.
तुम लोग गुरुवार शुक्रवार को चले जाओ कपड़ा लेने.
When the object is far away, the angle of elevation in this picture, it is beta, is smaller than when the object is nearer to us. The angle of elevation now is alpha. Alpha is this entire angle. Alpha is bigger than beta. Because the angle of elevation depends on how far or how near the object is, we get confused about the size of the object. If it is far away, it looks smaller. If it is nearer, it looks bigger. Think, ask, or confirm that you have understood. Okay. Another interesting phenomenon is persistence of vision. It is very similar to what we studied in sound last year, persistence of sound. Once we see something, if an object is in front of us, in front of our eye, so the light comes through from the object to our eye and the image is formed on the retina. और अगर हम object हटा देंगे, of course उसका image हट जाएगा. But that doesn't happen immediately. Even after removing the object, that image remains in our retina for 1/16 seconds. 1/16 seconds. If something happens in that 1/16 seconds, our eye will not be able to see. And this is one aspect where human beings have been able to make better cameras than our human eyes. जो हम slow motion में देखते हैं ना, क्या हुआ? Whether it is a drop of water that is spilling, और इट इज चीता दैट इज रनिंग, कैसे उसके पहले पांव फिर पीछे के पैर उड़ के कूद रहा है वो. We are able to do these things with cameras but not with our own eyes, क्योंकि हमारे the image sticks to the retina even after the object is removed. Very simple example. हो सकता है आपको तो मैंने बहुत आपको एडवाइस किया था कि दिवाली में पटाखे मत चलाओ, फिर भी अगर आपने पटाखे चलाए हैं और अगर आपने देखे हैं किसी को फुलझड़ी जलाते हुए, तो आपने नोटिस किया होगा अगर फुलझड़ी जल रही है और अगर हम उसको ऐसे गोल गोल घुमाएंगे तो हमको एक रेड सर्कल दिखने लगता है. यस और नो? दिखता है रेड सर्कल? रेड सर्कल है नहीं. There is another interesting example of this. Let us watch a video for that.
Hello, welcome to another monster of a video. Dreamcast TV. If you like
travelling, then subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the like button to preserve our heritage for future generations. Here's a really cool toy with a fancy name, Thaumatrope. It's probably the granddaddy of motion picture and animation, believe it or not. It's like the basic atom of animation from which everything else is built on. Of course, it's just an optical illusion which makes use of the theory of persistence of vision. I made this Thaumatrope myself, but the original ones date back as early as the 1820s, years before the classic Zoetrope. Now that you've seen that video, why not click on my...
So what we saw there in that video was, on one side of the paper, on one side of the cardboard, a bird was drawn, and on the other side of the cardboard, a cage was drawn. And when that cardboard rotates fast, it appears to us that the bird is inside the cage. क्यों हुआ ऐसा? ऐसा इसलिए हुआ, first we see the cage or we see the bird, then we see the cage again, bird cage, but the image sticks in our retina even after the object is removed. So to our eye, to our brain, it does not occur कि हम अलग अलग पिक्चर देख रहे हैं. उसको लगता है कि हम बर्ड भी देख रहे हैं, केज भी देख रहे हैं, एक साथ देख रहे हैं. So it appears to us that the bird is inside the cage. And this is how the original animation movies were made. आपने भी बनाया होगा कॉमिक बुक. बच्चे बनाते हैं, छोटा सा नोटबुक लेते हैं, उसमें अलग अलग ड्राइंग बनाते हैं और उसके पेज को जैसे फास्ट फॉरवर्ड करेंगे तो हमको लगेगा जैसे कोई दौड़ रहा है, कोई चल रहा है, मूवी चल रही है. This is because persistence of vision. Let us now understand what are the main problems or defects of vision are and how it can be corrected. So when we say let us understand what the problems are, we will also understand why those problems happen. Unless we understand why the problem happens, we will not be able to correct. Right? For example, in our context, as a teacher-student context, studying education context, if the problem is that the teacher is not there or the teacher is not teaching, then the solution is teacher has to teach. If the problem is that the student is not studying, then the solution is the student has to study. Right? So understanding the why of the problem is important. We will focus on three main defects or problems of human eyes. The first one is called nearsightedness or myopia. Myopia is the technical name, technical term, and nearsightedness is the common term. Near, pass, sightedness, dikhna. Nearsightedness means we will be able to see objects that are nearby very clearly, no problem. But we will have difficulty seeing objects that are distant, दूर में. Once again, nearsightedness means पास का दिखता है, तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है? दूर का चीज देखना. Where will we face this problem? Suppose we are in a cinema hall and we are trying to watch the movie. We are going to pick up our friend in a railway station or airport, and we are unable to recognize that person from far. That is nearsightedness. Please be careful about the term. The name suggests कि क्या ठीक हो रहा है, but the problem is दूर का देखना. This is unfortunately this is how the disease is named. Nearsightedness is the problem with seeing distant objects. Technically, it is called myopia. What is happening in our eye? Technically, what is happening because of which we are not able to see? दूर वाली चीजें. Remember, हमने कहा था distance of distinct vision. The far point is infinity. Our eyes are all designed to see objects very, very far away without any stress. But sometimes there are some changes in our eye because of which we no longer can see the objects at infinity. Our far point has reduced. Normally, our power is to see all the way to infinity, but in case of nearsightedness or myopia, हमारा जो far point है वो infinity पे नहीं है, उससे पास ही हो गया. मतलब हमारा जो vision है, it has got limited. Let us understand it with ray diagrams. So no problem with nearby objects. Nearby objects, rays of light are coming, they converge, and the image is formed on the retina. Perfect. But if we have a problem of nearsightedness or myopia in the eye, if we try to see if the rays of light are coming from distant place, from an object which is at infinity or very far away, then after converging, the rays of light will not intersect at the retina, but much before that. Much before that. क्यों? Because the rays of light are converging much more than required. हमको इसका converging power और कम करना है, लेकिन हम नहीं कर पा रहे. That is the problem. Understand this. The problem is we are converging the lens is converging the parallel beams of light much before the retina, in front of the retina. We have to reduce the converging power of the lens. To reduce the converging power of the lens means to increase the diverging power. वो कैसे होगा? Concave lens, because concave lens is called the diverging lens. याद करो. Remember questions first thing in the session. So if we wear glasses made up of concave lens, what will they do? They will diverge the parallel beams of light, and because the light beams are now diverged, now converge उतना ही होगा, लेकिन light already diverge हो चुका है, so the converging will happen further away at retina. वो कितने दूर होगा? हमको ये पावर, कितना ज्यादा पावर का हम कॉन्केव लेंस लगाएंगे कि हमारा जो डाइवर्जेंस है, our formation of the image is at the point of retina. This is what is checked when you go to a optometrist. वो अलग अलग लेंस लगाकर आपकी आंखें टेस्ट करते हैं. अभी दिखा पूछते हैं. जैसे ही दिखा, that means that power of lens helps to focus on retina. The problem is not with seeing nearby objects. The problem is with seeing distant objects, and it is because our lens is not able to flatten enough. वो अभी भी rounded है. लेंस को तो हम खींच नहीं सकते, तो हम क्या करते हैं? लाइट को ही डाइवर्ज कर देते हैं ताकि वो सही जगह पर फिर कन्वर्ज हो जाए. Does it make sense or not? So this is the problem. और ये हुआ क्यों? दो कारण से हो सकता है ये, कि हमारा आई बॉल अगर बड़ा हो जाए, maybe we were born with a particular combination of lens and the eyeball. but because of some reason, because of some disease, the eyeball becomes bigger. अगर eyeball bigger हो जाएगा, so the lens will not be able to focus on the retina. Another reason may be ये जो ciliary muscles हैं जो कि stretch करते हैं और they flatten the lens, अगर वो weak हो गए, अगर वो उतना काम नहीं कर पाए जितना हमको करना है, तभी नहीं, then also the problem will happen. ये भी हो सकता है that there is some problem with the lens itself, जिससे कि it is not able to flatten. So either the eyeball has become bigger or for some reason we are not able to flatten the lens. And that can be corrected by a concave lens. Concave lens. और जो चश्मा पहनते हैं, बच्चे हो या आपके घर के आसपास जो भी हो, घर में भी कोई पहनते हो, अगर आप फिर वो डॉक्टर का स्लिप देखोगे तो यहाँ पर उसमें लिखा होगा, अगर आपको दूर की चीजें देखने में प्रॉब्लम हो रही है तो उस चश्मे का पावर लिखा होगा नेगेटिव में. Why? Because the focal length of the concave lens is negative. इसी साइड है ना, ये देखो, ये है फोकस, फोकल पॉइंट, left hand side of the lens. If the focus is negative, focal length is negative, power is also negative because power is 1 by f. F is negative, 1 by f is negative. Negative power means concave lens. क्यों लगाए होंगे? क्योंकि हमको दूर की चीजें नहीं दिखती हैं. दूर की चीजें नहीं दिखने को क्या कहते हैं? नियर साइटेडनेस और मायोपिया. Ask or confirm. Thank you. By now, my smart students would have understood that the other disease would be कि पास की चीजें नहीं दिखेंगी. And yes, you are correct. It is called farsightedness or hypermetropia. Completely opposite of nearsightedness or myopia. So here we can see objects which are far, which are distant, but we will not be able to see, or we will have difficulty in seeing that are nearby, objects that are nearby. पास की चीजों को देखने में दिक्कत. So now the problem is not with the far point, but with the near point. Near point is the distance, the minimum distance जहाँ पे कि हम बिना अपने eyes को stress किए हम देख सकते हैं. But because of some reason, some changes in the eye, maybe our near point has moved further away. हम पास रखेंगे तो नहीं दिख रहा है, हम दूर रखेंगे तो दिख रहा है. मतलब हमारा जो near point है, it is no longer 25 centimeters, maybe it is 30 centimeters, 35 centimeters. If we try to understand with a ray diagram, no problem with seeing the distant objects. So if the parallel beams of light come, they will enter the pupil, cross the lens, get refracted, and they will converge on the retina. Absolutely no problem. But if the object is not at the infinity, if the light is coming from near, after passing through the lens, after refraction, they will converge, but they will not converge enough. The image will be formed behind the retina. नहीं दिखेगा हमको, हमको ये दिखेगा, and this is not clear. देखो कैसे उल्टा प्रॉब्लम है. In the case of myopia or the nearsightedness, the image was forming in front of retina. Now the image is forming behind the retina. We want the image to form on the retina. माने ये जो point है हमारा, where the rays of light are converging, we need to bring it here, nearer लाना है. That means we have to converge the light even more. We have to increase the converging power. We need a converging lens, a convex lens. So if we keep a convex lens in front of our eye, it will converge the ray of light. It will help our lens in the eye. And then we will be able to form the image on the retina. Completely opposite. Now it is clear. Now you tell me, what is the sign of the focus of the convex lens? Is it positive or is it negative? Where is the focus of a convex lens? Is it on the same side or is it on the other side? Yes, Anushka, it is positive because the focus is on the other side. So because the focal length is positive, the power of this lens will be positive. तो जब डॉक्टर हमारे चश्मे का स्पेसिफिकेशन लिखेंगे, अगर हमको पास की चीजें देखने के लिए चश्मा लगाने की जरूरत है for hypermetropia, the power of our glasses will be positive convex lens. क्योंकि हमको लाइट को कन्वर्ज करना है, पहले में डाइवर्ज करना था, अभी हमको कन्वर्ज करना है. अगेन ऐसा क्यों होता होगा? पूरा उल्टा. In the first, in myopia, we said perhaps the eyeball became bigger. Here we can say perhaps the eyeball became smaller for some reason. The other thing we said in case of myopia कि हम lens को we could not flatten it. Here we are not able to round it enough. That is why we use an additional lens in the form of glasses. Please confirm or ask. Very simple. Always compare. You will be able to understand. Nearsightedness, farsightedness, completely opposite. The third defect, which is not exactly a different defect, is called presbyopia. Presbyopia happens due to age. जैसे कि as we grow older, forget about seeing. We are not able to do the same work that we were able to do earlier. Our bodies become weak. Eye is also part of our body. The eyes will also become weak. Our power reduces. So one way it reflects in our eyes is we will not be able to see nearby objects. अक्सर maximum लोगों को होता है after the age of 40-50. चश्मा लगता ही लगता है, पास की चीजें दिखनी मुश्किल हो जाती हैं. रीडिंग ग्लासेस लगाते हैं लोग पढ़ने के लिए. Why is it happening? Same thing. It is far sightedness. दूर की चीजें दिख रही हैं, पास की चीजें नहीं दिख रही हैं. क्या करेंगे? Convex lens. In some cases, not in some cases, in many cases, what happens? Both. दूर की भी चीजें नहीं दिख रही, पास की भी चीजें नहीं दिख रही हैं. Then what do? We use bifocal lenses. आपने देखा होगा किसी के चश्मे में दो तरह का लेंस होता है, एक ऊपर का एक नीचे का, बीच में एक लाइन रहता है, बाउंड्री रहता है उसका. ऊपर वाला यूज करते हैं दूर की चीजें देखने के लिए, कॉनकेव लेंस, नेगेटिव पावर. नीचे वाला यूज करते हैं टू सी द नियर बाय ऑब्जेक्ट्स, कॉन्वेक्स लेंस, पॉजिटिव पावर. क्यों नीचे वाला? दूर की चीजें देखते समय जनरली हमारी आंखें, our eyes are pointing down. Maybe you have also seen some glasses which are just half. उनको दूर की चीजें क्लियरली दिख रही हैं, पास की चीजें देखने के लिए नीचे का देखना है बस. So if we are using lenses with both types of focal length, so we use bifocal lenses. Upper part concave, lower part convex, not convex, convex. Apologies for the spelling mistake. Any questions, any doubts, anything that you did not understand, anything you want to add, share with the class? If there is, raise your hand. Otherwise, show me your thumb and we can move. Okay, now let us look at some questions from the exercise. I will share the textbook with you, and at your place, wherever you are, you should be opening your textbooks. I have shared the textbook with you on the screen. So this is what we studied today, page number 86. We understood how the eye works, what it is, what are the different parts of the eye, power of accommodation, distance of distinct vision, both the near point and the far point, and the shape and size of the eyeball. Then we understood the different defects of vision and their correction. सारी चीजें लिखी हैं टेक्स्ट बुक में, क्यों हो रहा है, कैसे हो रहा है, उसको कैसे ठीक करें. नियर साइटेडनेस और मायोपिया, far sightedness or hypermetropia, and finally presbyopia. Before that, we also studied about apparent size of an object, and we studied something which is given at the wrong place in the textbook, persistence of vision. ये यहाँ पीछे क्यों दिया है? I really don't. It should have come along with apparent size. So if you are struggling, if you are lost, कि ये कहाँ से आया बीच में, this is where it is on page number 91. Okay. So what is left for us to understand is the various uses of concave lenses and convex lenses. Concave lenses and convex lenses. Remember that chapter is structured just the way the last year's chapter of mirrors was structured, which we will study in the next class. But today, let us see what questions we can answer from the exercise. Question number 1, now you can answer. In column 1, the defect is given. In column 2, the symptom of the defect is given, and column 3, the correction is given. Tell me, speak, it will be faster. Far-sightedness is what?
A far away object can be seen clearly.
Correct. And how can we fix it?
Concave lens.
Very good. What is presbyopia?
Problem of old age.
Problem of old age.
Correct. And how do we fix it?
Bifocal lens.
Very
Bifocal lens.
And then what is nearsightedness?
Nearby object can be
Convex lens.
clearly.
And we can fix it by convex lens. See? This is one way of asking the question. Another way of asking the question is just, it will say, what happens in far-sightedness? How can we correct it? What lens can we use to correct it? You should be prepared for all kinds of questions. Okay, let me clear the screen. Question number 2, we have done already. Question number 3, we have completed already. Question number 4, microscope, we haven't done it. But for B, one can sense colors only in bright light. I haven't given you this answer. Now, you try on your own. When I tell you that there are things that are asked which are not there in the textbook, many of you seem to believe that I'm lying to you. It is not. I'm not lying. This thing is not given in the textbook, but it is asked. You tell me, do you remember what cells of the retina are useful for us to see black and white? Rod cells is correct. What cells of the retina are useful to see colors? What are those cells? They are cone cells. They are cone cells. Now the question is, one can see colors only in bright light. जब light enough होगा, तभी हम color देख पाएंगे. Now you can just guess कि ऐसा क्यों होता है, और ऐसा इसलिए होता है बेटा, because the cone cells work only when there is enough light. If there is not enough light, then the cone cells cannot work. If the cone cells will not work, we will not be able to see the color. Is the answer clear? We cannot answer this question if you don't understand, if you don't know rod cells and cone cells. Thank you for the confirmation. See, we cannot clearly see an object kept at a distance less than 25 centimeters from the eye. What is this 25 centimeters? What is the technical name for this distance? It's some point, some specific point. What is the name?
Near point.
It is the near point. If we have to see something nearer than the near point, then we will have to stress our eye. बस यही लिखना है. The near point of our eye is 25 centimeters. तो उससे पास का अगर कुछ देखना होगा तो हमको दिक्कत होगी. Question number 5 is about telescope. We haven't studied. Number 6, distinguish between table. We have already completed concave lens and convex lens. Now we can answer far-sightedness and near-sightedness. Will you be able to write on your own? Okay. Number 7, what is the function of iris and the muscles connected to the lens in the human eye? दो चीजें पूछी. What is the function of iris and what is the function of the muscles connected to the human eye? दो अलग अलग questions. Mix मत करो. याद करो. What does iris do? Iris खुलेगा तो क्या होगा? Iris बंद होगा तो क्या होगा? What is there in the middle of the iris? Tell me what is there in the middle of the iris, at the center of the iris? Pupil, correct. So the movement, the stretching of the iris controls the opening of the pupil. It controls how much light enters our eye. That is part 1. Second part of the question is muscles connected to the lens. First of all, tell me what is the name of these muscles. Look at the textbook if you don't remember, but give me the name. The muscles connected to the lens in the human eye. They are called ciliary muscles. Yes, Karina, correct. What is their function? Two functions. First, they hold the lens at the place. Lens को support करते हैं. दूसरा, they change the shape of the lens. They can make it flatter, they can make it rounded. सब तो हम पढ़ा हमने. क्यों नहीं लिख सकते? लिख सकते हैं बिल्कुल. And you don't need to wait for me to send you the solutions. You can write on your own. One more question you can answer now, which is question number 8, part 1. A typical numerical question, which will use the formula for lens formula, magnification, power, and it is combined with the defect of the eye. आराम से अभी हमने पढ़ा ना, convex lens, positive power. Convex lens is used for far-sightedness. हो गया. Other things we could have calculated anyway. So you will answer question number 1, question number 4B, question number 4C, question number 6A, question number 7, and question number 8-1 as homework in addition to making your notes. That is it for today.